Hello, Justin with Lucky 8 Off-Road, and I've got one you guys have been asking for. Get us an A-bar for the front of the car, non-winch, no problem, something reminiscent of the LR3. Kapow! Finally, they're here. Comes in gloss black, which is going to match this 90 perfectly, or matte black, which is going to be very similar to the old LR3 Forest style. Okay, enough rambling. Roll the intro. We're going to get this on and see how it looks. First up, we need to get this plastic trim piece off to get access to the grill so we can pop the grill out. The top has 4 little poppers and 4 T30 Torx. So we need to get these out, pull this piece off. 1, 2, 3, 4. Those 4 plastic pieces, and then the 4 screws in the front. 1, 2, 3, 4. Onto the grill. It's held in with 4 little plastic fingers like so down the side. You can be very careful. If you caveman it, you're going to break the grill. I like to get in there with a extended popper tool. I'm going to bring the camera and show you where they are. Another key thing that we're going to do first is disconnect the wiring harness to the front crash sensor, adaptive cruise sensor. So that can be a little bit finicky. If you're struggling with it and you can't get it to come apart, you can still bring the grill up and move it, but it's just way easier to get this off. We'll take a look at that first, and then I'll show you the little clips. Here's the adaptive cruise portion. You can kind of wiggle it out with your popper tool underneath, or if you're really clever, pull up on that tab right there and slide it out. I prefer to do it the way I just showed you. Now the wiring harness is semi-free. There's a clip right here. Try to bring that up. Perfect. Now you can see this clip needs to come back, get squeezed. You'll see that move and release, and then you can pull it apart. Onto the tabs. You'll see it right here. Let's see if I can get the tool in and kind of free it up. So what I do is I push that clip in and then pull back. Got to scoot all the way down and pop them as you go. I can't put my hand down there or else I'll be blocking it, but you're seeing what I'm talking about. This little pin piece needs to be pushed back so you can slide it out. 3 more to go, and we're going to get this off on this side and the other. Now I've got a little bit of accomplishment made. You're feeling good about yourself. You're probably scratching, why are we taking stuff off when we're trying to put stuff on? We need to access these parking sensors. Unless you don't care, you can just have your car beep as you drive along. We need to free up the parking sensor, take it apart, and get the wiring harness through so that it'll work on the new A-bar. Also, if you have a front license plate, it's time to get that off. So I'm going to pop this license plate off, and then we're going to work on getting that parking sensor out. Next up, we need to get this plastic piece off on both sides. We can loosen up the front bumper cover, give it enough room to reach in there and pull those sensors. You can pull the 3 bolts now and try, but I wasn't able to get my hands in there. This is what the plastic piece looks like. It's clipped in with 2 of those little push down things and the little piece here that snaps on the side. But if that wasn't enough, it also catches on the bottom. So what I'd like to do is get my plastic trim tool on the bottom and free that up. You can run it just kind of down the bottom right there. Then a lot of times this is going to fold for you, pop right out. You can reach your hand in and push down on these. They say in the official instructions you can just pull it, but I'm not that brave. I like to get in there and push these pins down. Makes it easier to reuse. So once again, sit in like so. Get the bottom free, get the side free, and then reach in and push it down. I'll bring the camera in on the other side. You can watch me do it in hyperspeed, and I think we're getting close. Next up, there is 5 number 10s. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're going to loosen those up so we can wiggle the bumper cover forward, get into those park sensors. Okay, the next part is not easy. You got to wiggle this out, get your hand in there. There's a little damper in the way. Get to the park sensors, free them up, pull them forward so you can unclip them, and then stick the wiring through. I'm going to wiggle this forward. I'm going to put something in there so it isn't chewing on my hand. If you're finding this too difficult, you can just pull the whole front bumper cover. We do that in the hidden winch video. It's the exact same process, except for I'm trying to cheat. Like most people at home in their driveway, they don't want to take the whole bumper off. So I'll scrape up my hands to get in there and pop these free. There we go. There's the park sensor. So what I like to do is just pry up on that, push down on that, loosen it up, come through the front, push it through. Now it's free. I'm not going to be able to show you this on film, but that little red clip there needs to be moved back and squeezed so you can get the sensor free. In order to free the parking sensors, you can get it into a place that you can work on. It's held, the wiring harness is held in with little quick clips. I get my long pry tool, the same one I used here, but you can get away with a long screwdriver and pop them free. I'll bring the camera and I'll show you what it looks like, the little clip. You'll get it free, then we can open it up, and we're going to put the wire back in and stick it out the hole. With the park sensor free, we got, like I said, wiggle it down here. In order for this piece to fit through that hole, we have to enlarge this hole. You can get in there with a razor knife if you like. I'm just going to use a step bit. You're going to drill and going to cut. Make sure there's nothing in the way. Generally, there is no wiring harness here since you've moved it out of the way, but I know how some of you guys are. You get in a hurry and start smashing. So we're going to take our time. We're going to drill it out, and then we'll feed it through, and I'll do the next side. Last bit of the struggle, we need to get the camera out. I'll bring the camera in so you can see. It's going to be tight in there. Like I said, it's going to be a struggle. We've got little torques on there. Pull the camera out and stick the wiring harness through so that we can put it on the new A-bar. It's, again, tight situation. Way easier to take the bumper cover off, but it takes a lot longer. So I'm going to bring you guys in here and show you what it takes to get the camera off. Let's see if we can pull that out of the way. There you go. Here's the camera. It's held in with a little clip. You got to push the clip in this way and pull back. Take your time. Don't break this clip. I know a guy that did that. So we're going to push that clip in, wiggle it gently, and it'll come off. Next up, we got to get the Torx in there to take these 3 little Torx off. Let me get a different angle so you guys can see the Torx. There it is. There's one of the Torx on the bottom, and then there's 2. One here and one there, two up top. Let's see if we can get this plastic out of the way. There you go, you can see them pretty good in there. Struggle a little bit, get it out. It's a T20, I'm just using this. I can usually get it with my fingers. If not, you're gonna have to get a ratchet in there. Just work the plastic around a little bit and we're almost to the easy part of putting it back together. Here's what the little camera piece looks like. It's sitting in like that. There's the two upper spots and then the camera sits in here. We're going to disconnect a couple more of those little wiring pins or clips, the snap-ins, like we did for the park sensors. I need to free that harness up a little bit and then bring it out the front right here so that we can plug it into the new location, which is slightly forward. Here's that clip I was telling you, pop that free. I'm gonna take the tape, get rid of the clip, and you'll see there's generally a service loop in the wire. You don't wanna kink this wire. You wanna be very gentle with it. Sometimes, yep, you can get lucky and pull it through. If not, we can just nick that tape out of the way to free it up. So repeat, get this clip off, free up the tape, and stick out the wire right where it was going in the camera hole. So we're ready to move forward. Don't forget adaptive cruise sensor that's right here. Plug it back in, because once you put this next plastic piece on, you're gonna have to take it all off. I know a guy that's done it several times. It's not as fun as it sounds. All right, it is time to now put the support bracket on. It was a long journey to get there, but we needed to free up these three wires, so make sure you've got room on your park sensors and your camera. The camera comes out the center. It's got a little ring in it. It's different than any of the other honeycombs. With those in place, it's now time to put the base structure on. Super easy. They provide basically sheet metal screws, and you just screw it into the plastic, similar to what you would do for your front license plate cover. Here is the support structure for the A-bar. I got it on there with some painter's tape, and the one thing I want to point out is it pretty much lines right here. It's got a little tab that comes off, and you put it in line with the bumper. Also, you could go side to side a little bit, so you want to make sure it's centered. All right. Did a good job there. And my quick math was 15 screws that we need to put in all throughout the support to the front of the car. So I'm gonna get that all screwed on, and then we'll move to the last couple steps. Next up, we wanna get the park sensors in. Go in like so. If you look on the park sensor at the top, I'm calling this the top, there's a little square cut out in it. And if you look at the sensor bracket, there's a little square cut out in there. You can force them in the wrong way, but they don't sit right. So you just want to make sure that the square is the right way for the sensor. We'll put that in. Okay. Next up, we're going to put the camera in. The new camera housing looks like this. You want to pop it apart, and there's these little plastic pieces. They slide right on. I'm going to slide that in place. I'm going to put it right in the center. We'll save this section for later once the A-frame's on. Now we're going to go through and put all the little clips in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's like 400 of them. So we're going to snap all those in place so that we can put the A-frame on the car. All right, I'll get those in and we'll move to we're almost done, right? Yeah, we'll be quiet. We only got a couple steps, so good on us. Hey, Justin from the future, do not clip the little plastic clips back in the bumper. Somebody with OCD did it, and then it didn't have enough slack. So there's 2 upper clips on, or 1 upper clip here that you're gonna wanna, about here, you're gonna wanna pull off, and then the lower one. So you need plenty of slack on these, or else you'll put the whole car together and then realize you don't have enough wiring harness to clip them in. Okay, the rest of it's pretty good. All right, as future me said, the wiring harness, free up as much as you can. That was the hardest part of this whole entire job. Now that everything's laid in place the way it's supposed to be, I'm gonna double check because I don't want to take it apart again. All right, got the camera, check. My sensors are in. We can gently snap it. Right. Oh, good. Yeah, I really struggled with those wires. When you're doing the job, you're gonna go, yeah, I see what he's on about. Again, as much harness as you can get out, the better for you. Another thing, you can just take a black magic marker and go over these, or they actually, you can have like some, just basically a black sticker and put that over the park sensor to change the color if you don't have matching sensors. Last thing up to do is put the centerpiece on and the license plate. All right, we're gonna wanna put on the beauty plate. Covers everything up, just screws in place. If you gotta run a license plate, comes with this adapter bracket. Just put the hardware through that and put it on. So I'm gonna do that because we need to run a front plate here in New York. I'm gonna attach that. I'm gonna attach the plate. All we'll have left is the camera, and then this job's done. Lastly, it is the camera. I'm gonna put the camera in. It fits in like so. Little tab goes that way. You're gonna be able to screw this in place. So if you mix it up, just rotate it, but that is the top. Tab goes to the right-hand side or left-hand side if you're sitting in the car. We're gonna put this in, screw it up, job done. There you have it, job done. This A-bar totally transforms the front of the look of the Defender. I think it is excellent, along with the gloss black, matching all of the gloss black. So if you've got a flat black truck, just get the matte black A-bar. And I think that's gonna wrap it up. Oh, only 1 cut from the bumper, so I think I won that round. I'll see you guys in the next one.